On today's episode,
on the CEO of you.
My name's Callum Bolton. You're going to tell me, chase money, it'll get rid of all your problems. Have success, it'll get rid of all your problems. It won't. Each person has their own different value of happiness. Like Robbie Williams, one of the happiest people, funniest people there was, had all money and everything. He killed himself.
Oh yeah, right.
Era we're in now with social media, it's very easy to be what you want to be online. When they're trusting these people with their money and with their advice and everything, you have to remember they're only going to show you what they want you to see. When any creator or anything talks about anything, they always talk about the big numbers. They never talk about the most consistent ones. I wanted to say no to it, but she said she wanted the money. 34,000 is a very hard thing to say no to. Everyone around me was going mad because I've just paid £20 for a £2,000 card. Someone didn't listen to me, and I don't blame him, to be fair. If you've seen it can go from 100 to 1.6, I understand that you're going to look at that and go, let me put as much in.
Welcome to the CEO of you. CEO being the highest position you can be in any company. We believe that you are the CEO of your life and you have full control of your life.
always remember, life is 10% what happens to you, 90% how you react. Be the boss, be the CEO.
Callum, how are you, man?
I'm very good. I've had a lovely trip down here into sunny Birmingham.
Nice. Don't you live in Birmingham?
Don't disclose my postcode.
Anyway, Callum, I spoke to you a bit on message.
Yeah.
Tell us how you grew up, man.
Not much because I'm still only 5'8", but I had quite a good house.
You 5'8"?
Yeah.
I feel so sorry for you, bro.
Bro, you're like the same height as me.
I'm 6 foot.
Cap.
And I'm not going to stand up, but...
Yeah. So, yeah, I had quite good. I'd say quite good. Quite average, actually.
Quite average.
My mum and dad split up. Most people's parents do nowadays. I had both my nan and granddad still. So I was quite blessed. Lived in, I'd say, a good area, Aldridge. Yeah, it's just full of old people and that, really. So not much crime, apart from a few years ago. But yeah, it was just bog standard. I've got no fun, exciting backstory, like some villain story, anything like that. It was just bog standard.
Now, but hear this. Did you stay with your mum or did you stay with your dad?
Oh, mum.
Mum.
Yeah.
You think if you stayed with your dad, you would have been different?
Yeah, I'd be a bigger dickhead.
I said he's already a dickhead. So what do you do now apart from the cards?
Apart from the cards, well, I do flooring at the moment. Big up Stoke City Council, Unitas.
But why? Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why?
How did I get into it?
Yeah.
Oh, basically after college, I was doing sports science, so I wanted to be a PE teacher. But then I thought, nah, because if I come across a kid that like I was at school, I'd just end up throwing them. So then my mum's boyfriend, he owned a carpet company. And he's like, come over in the 6 weeks, do whatever you want, go with some of the staff and everything. I was like, cool. Went with them, I enjoyed it. I thought, oh, yeah, I can stick to this. And then I was speaking to a few of them, and they was like, yeah, they earn quite good money and everything, better than teacher's salary. So I thought, why would I become a teacher? I have to do all these courses, still pay for all this courses, when I can just learn something now. Even if I don't use it and get a job in it, I've got a skill still that I can, because they always say skills are important. So I thought, I'll go with it, and then I just enjoyed it. I was like, let's stick to this.
What skills do you think that are important, especially with the recession coming?
Ones that can't be replaced by we always talk a lot about AI and that.
Yeah.
Ones that can't be replaced by something like that, I think are very important, and something that won't ever go away. At some point, most things will go away. Like microphones, at some point they're gonna go, and there'll be something else and new. So if you're building microphones, you know how to do all that. Same with keyboards and that. If you know how to do them, at some point they will go. One that won't ever go, building. At some point, yes, but it's gonna still need someone to do that sort of stuff. And then especially, I'm talking more physical stuff here, apart from skills like coding and everything like that.
I feel like no one ever really speaks about that. Everyone's always on about the online skills.
Yeah.
But no one's talking about the actual
online
skills.
Yeah, at some point that will go. Like that chat
Chat GPT?
Yeah. You can code now from that. So now what's the point in coders?
True.
And everyone's saying, oh, look at coding. Not naming any names, but everyone's saying, like, look at coding and that. But that's gone now pretty much. That's pretty much gone. Because you can just say, write me a code for this. So now what's the point in hiring a coder when you can get it online?
For free as well.
Yeah.
This is why editing's the GOAT. Chat GPT can't edit.
Editing requires creativity.
Hold on. What if at some point I just went, right, cut there, add strobe lights, add pause back and stuff like that. At some point you'll have that.
Nah, but there's a difference though, because let's say I want a strobe light at a certain frame. It's more better for you to do it on yourself than get hands on than AI do it. Facts.
He doesn't even understand what you just said.
I get what
you said frame. No, you said frames, and he's like,
But I know frames, yeah.
You understand what
What frames per second are these?
60?
60 FPS. I only know that from playing like Call of Duty and that. Yeah. See, I do know this sort of stuff. What's the field of vision on this bad boy?
Hey, Callum's. Alright, so apart from actually, you do have an online skill technically.
My Tinder lines don't count.
Tinder?
I'm talking you trading cards.
Wait. Drop a Tinder line, Callum. Drop a Tinder line.
Yeah, what, do you want me to actually check my Tinder?
Drop
Right.
us two.
Drop us a Tinder line.
I'll get one up right now. Oh, I have some appalling ones on here. I have some funny ones and I've been drunk and I'll just drop them a message.
Samsung.
Yeah, it is.
No wonder the lies ain't working.
Boy, they're going to sound misogynistic if I'm reading something. Oh, yeah, here we go. So I ain't going to show the camera. There's a guy who's dressed up like that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I have to
So-
mute that. I have to mute that. Whoa, I can't.
So I put, because she put in a bio, yeah, she put in a bio looking for my Santa Claus. I put, I'm not Santa, but you can sit on my lap and empty my sack.
She didn't reply, did she?
She did not reply. No. She did not reply. No. I thought that was a fucking bouter as well. I was well fan like
It was a
that.
decent
Yeah.
line. I know when you sent that, you kind of put your phone down and played COD or something just to get your mind off it.
Yeah.
Kind of shit yourself in it.
Yeah,
But anyway.
I've almost unlocked a Vine camo, so that shows how many times I've had to go on COD after.
Anyway, on to trading cards then. Your
Yes.
speciality.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
So same as everyone, like everyone in the playground collected cards and everything.
What cards?
101 cards.
Bro, like match
Match
tax
attacks,
back
yeah,
in
yeah, I
the
was gonna say
day.
match
Yeah.
attacks, yeah.
Match
cards.
tax, Yu-Gi-Ohs, like Pokemon. And then when I got older, it was like I still like collecting, so like I love my Supreme and that. So I got a Supreme tattoo on me and everything. So I've always been into that like collecting look, like cores as well. And then probably like 2020, like just before Logan Paul got into it, I think he got into it about March time. Like my granddad passed away in February, and then we had to sort through all this stuff and found like some of the old cards, like the old Pokemon cards and that. So I was like, yeah, these are. I kept a few that like if we had memories or anything, like running to the shops and we opened this one together or buying this at a shop, like I kept all those, and the rest of them I was like, I don't really want them, don't really need them. So I was like, I'll just sell them and everything. Sold them. I thought, oh, those all right money and everything. Thought nothing more of it. And I was just like, oh, well, I never got this one as a kid. I never got the Blastoise. So I was like, I'll buy the Blastoise because I can still like it was more buying it because he was like still there with me. Like every time I bought a card, it was like I was still doing it with him. So I bought like all the cards that we used to like try and chase and everything. And then Logan Paul came around and everything just blew up. All the market for Pokemon just went crazy. So I was like, I'll sell the other ones that I don't want now, and I'll keep like the main ones. Like the main ones that like obviously, like I'll get it out, like your Charizards and that. Like the main one, I don't know if they come. Yeah,
So how much is that card worth right there in your hand?
that one is a PSA 1. There's a story behind this. This is like my own one that I collected.
Please tell us.
It's my own one that I collected with him. so it's PSA 1 out of 10.
What is that? What's
So-
Out of 10.
is one good? 10
One's terrible. One's terrible.
Okay.
10 out of 10 is the best. 1 out of 10 is pretty much you've put, you know, as a kid, you've got home, put it in your blazer pocket. Your mum chucked it in the wash. She's took it out, and you've gone, that's my Charizard. It's pretty much what that is, and that's that one. So if
really
you,
and truly, if you had got that fresh out the pack, took care of it, that would be a 10 out of 10 almost.
no,
What?
Believe it or not, no. That's why 10s are so rare. I've opened a pack before, literally carried it like that, put it down, got the person to go, right, I'll send this to grading. We've put it in the sleeve, sent it off, and it came back an 8. And that's straight from the pack. No one's touched it.
So what makes a 10 out of 10? That sounds like, how can you have a card 10 out of 10 if you've...
We'll carry that. We'll talk about that later on.
Okay.
About more in details of like what is actually everything. But then, yeah. So then, got the cards that I wanted. Saw the ones that I didn't. Then I was like, oh, I like football. So you know Castro 1021? Yeah. I was watching a lot of Twitch at the time and no one going out and everything. COVID's hit at this point. So I was watching him and I saw him open like some of these football boxes. I was like, yo, they're sick. I love my collecting. I might as well go after a few. So then it was Panini Don Russ 2018 at the time. That was like the big thing. That's what pretty much got everyone into it. So then I bought a few of those. I bought into like what's known as a break, where like if you had a box, let's say you've spent 500 on it, and you know 30 people, and there's 30 teams. You each buy a team. It might be a random team, or it might be. So the main chases in that was France. So France would be worth out of the £500 box £200, and then like something like that. So you don't have to spend the whole money on a box, but you can still get the chance to get the cards. So I entered a few of those. I was like, these are good. Bought some of them. And then I was like, oh, well, I didn't get France or I didn't want to pay that much. So then I bought like Mbappe's cards for 2018s, bought some other cards. And then I was like, right, I'll just hold on to these now. I'm happy with what I got. And then I think near the end of the year, looking into 2021, I was like, okay, that's done now. The market's shot up. I'll sell, because I saw what happened to the Pokemon market. So at the end of 2020, there was a fall off. I thought, I'm going to capitalise now on the football ones.
Okay.
Because no one else had anything else to do. You know, we was all stuck inside. So I was like, I'll capitalise on the football ones. So I kept ones that I wanted, sold the rest again, just reusing that same money. And then I liked my Formula 1. Drive to Survive came out, and I thought, if Pokemon and Logan Paul can do this, everyone sat at home watching Netflix. Drive to Survive will push that market. Yeah. So I bought all F1 cards. Same again, spiked.
What's the most you've made?
Off one card?
Off one card.
Well, off one box. Bought a £500 box. It was a 2020 Topps Chrome Sapphire. I think every single time there's a podcast to do with cards, this one's always mentioned. And I bought that box, and there was a Max Verstappen orange. So the main ones that people want are called portraits, where it's just like the person stood there like that. And they
looks pristine as well, the card.
Yeah, that was only at 8 though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like a
bro.
10 to me. Like
That's what I'm saying.
Have you ever seen a 10?
Yeah.
Can
Just
you tell the
very
difference on the naked eye, or is it like...
The more you get into cards, the more you can tell. But sometimes you look at it and you're like, what makes that a 9? What makes that a 10? And
Is it to do with fingerprints or something?
to do with the grader as well. So on the day, it might be you grading it one day, the next day it's you. You give it a 9, you give it a 10. But whose desk it lands on.
So is there not a way for the grading to be fixed in a way? So let's say you send a card off and you know that I work somewhere. And of course, it's probably by chance, but I get the card. And I'm like...
There's certainly, in the hobby...
It's really a 7.
In the hobby, there's definitely times where that's happened. Many, many times. Yeah.
Could you have a card really graded though? Let's say you like...
Yeah, you can have it
really
regraded, but... So there's different things. So you can either crack open it, so you snap open the case, but then you run a risk of damaging it. Like, it's very hard to crack it open without coming near to the card. Or you can send it off for reapproval, but with like cards like that, it's got, you know, that number that I showed you on the back.
Yeah.
There's only one 379. They can see on their documents that 379 got given a 7, and they'll take that into account of why it was made, because it's not going to suddenly go up to a 10. It can, but the chances of it is that's their serial number. Yeah. That's what it got last time. That's why. But the problem is they don't tell you why. So
what does the pricing do? So I'm like, what's the price difference between a 10 and an 8?
Crazy numbers, especially depending on the set, because that 2020 set, I didn't even finish the story.
I know, I was going to say, yeah.
We've gone off on a tangent. Right, so the Topps Chrome Sapphire one, The Verstappen was orange, 25. That one I sold for, I think it was 6.5 thousand. So that's about 5,000 at the time, obviously, with conversion. Also in the box, there was a George Russell Aqua one, which was out in 99 in the world. I sold that one for 1.1. And then a few other bits and bobs. So in total, I'd say it's about 6.5 to 7K off 500 from that one box.
That is mad. How long did it take you to sell them?
Well, I held on to some of them because, as I was saying, I wanted to keep some of them. And I like my Formula 1 anyway. But then I got to the point of, this card's worth a lot. I either have one good card or I can buy lots of good ones. And I'm a collector at the end of the day. Like, don't get confused. I do like to make money from it. And you can call it investing or whatever. But at the end of the day, I started it as a collector. So I collect. I collect while I also invest in. So I won't buy just a card because it's just a card that I want. I might sometimes, but I won't spend massive amounts of money on it because why would I want to spend 5K on a card that I don't have faith in? I've got to trust what I'm buying. But at the same time, I'm not just buying something because I know it's going to make money.
You're not just buying something because you know it's going to.
No. It's kind of because in my house on another podcast, you can see it in my background. I've got shelves where I display them all. I don't want just a card that's just there for like money purposes. At the end of the day, for me, like, this is more than just money. Like, this is my collection. Like, this is something that I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
It's not like, you know, your other stuff like crypto and that. You're looking at it on your phone, ticket reselling. You're looking at it on your phone. Like, this is something that you can physically hold and like you can go, that's fucking cool. That is like collecting art almost. It's a collectible. It's a hobby.
Did you mention what drives the price? What drives the price of the cards? Because I know you said like logo.
Yeah, so it's once again it's very different from many different cards. Like, it's not a straightforward black and white answer. Like, if I just pick up a few things here. So these are like Messi and Ronaldo's first World Cup. Yeah, 2006 stickers. I'm trying to get it because the light keeps catching them. 2006 stickers. Now they're going to go up anyway, but Messi's in
Shouldn't that Messi one be ridiculous price? Now he's won the World Cup.
In a 10, yeah. They're quite common to get in 8s. Like, these are only 8s.
But
so in a 10, yeah. 10's that rare to get.
If you could say a price of that 10 right now, 2001.
But it's funny because I had a bet on this. I was trying to sell one in July for 1.5k. And I was like, if this doesn't hit 2k by the end of the year, for whatever seller buys it, I'll give them £100 back. And I don't even need to check the price. I think it's about 2.2 now.
Do you think when Messi retires, that's going to go up even more?
There you go.
And is that what you're waiting for?
There's one of your
And
things.
Ronaldo as well.
What happened yesterday?
Pele died.
Yeah. What do you think happened to his cards?
His cards were,
Skyrocketed.
I could imagine.
What happened to Mamadona's when they died?
Skyrocketed. How much
Yeah.
by? Was it like a few £100 or was it like
2x?
a few thousand?
It's not that much because obviously Pele actually owns the most expensive soccer card there ever was. No, doesn't own. Is part of the most expensive soccer card there ever was for 1 million, the first ever 1 million sale, and that was
What
not owned. He's 1958. Yeah, it's 1958. It was a different one, but this is Garincha's one. Pele had one just like this. It's worth a few
Nice card
thousand.
as well.
Very nice. That's only a 2 out of 10 as well.
So what, is that one you just? Yeah, you said the story how you got that one. Yeah.
No, not that one.
Not that one.
Oh, that's the other one. Yeah.
Oh, off camera.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a funny story of why I've got this in there as well. We'll come
What
back
is
to
it?
that after. Oh, I'll tell you that in a bit. But,
That's a bit sus.
but Pele's, it was in 1958, which was his rookie year. So that's another thing I've said that word so many times now. So rookie with these, rookie with Pele. Rookie is basically the first year they've done something. So that 2006 was the first World Cup for Messi and Ronaldo. It was their first rookie World Cup. That Pele one was his first ever rookie card. Like, it was the first ever card of it, that kind. And that sold for over 1 million. So that's what, 60 years on, pretty much. So what's to say Messi and Ronaldo, who's regarded as better than them, their 2004 cards, because that would be their first years. I think Ronaldo's is 2003 for Sporting in Lisbon. Messi's got his Mega Cracks one and a few others, 2004. What's to stop them from being worth? Not even, I'm not saying 1 million, but few 100,000, and they're not that at the moment.
That would be crazy.
And it's all just a long-term investment. Really.
Yeah.
But obviously to you, you're just collecting
Yeah,
cards.
I'm just buying
Yeah.
cards, and they just have to be worth something. Like,
Is there a specific brand? Like, could you do this for match tax or something?
no, because basically,
Yeah, what's it?
bro, I got a match stack here if you want it. But like, yeah, let me show you.
Match tax, CR7 man of the match, 101.
Bro, everyone chased.
101.
Everyone chased that one as a kid. I'm telling you now.
I was chasing
But
the
like-
John Cena Raw 101. 101.
I remember
The
that.
John Cena-
I was gonna
remember
bring that. I was gonna
He's gonna
bring
bring
that.
that.
I've
You've got
got
it?
that. Yeah, bro, I've got
I was
that at
chasing
home.
that for a long
I've got to send you a photo when I got home. I was gonna bring that, but I thought, nah, nobody cares about the John Cena. But
I remember the
101.
morning,
Fam, I used to be
stopped-
obsessed with WWE.
bro.
Yeah.
I stopped collecting cards. 4 weeks later, my brother in the morning before school. Oh yeah, I got a pack. Pound, yeah, my last pound. Cool. 101 John Cena. Thinking, bro, I traded a whole deck for that card. A whole deck for that.
Bro, I've got
Basically,
to try and
multiple
find it.
Cards, bro.
Oh, I remember that John Cena card. It was talked about so much. Everyone in school wanted
wanted that
it.
card,
Everyone
you
in
know
school.
Bro, if I can't find this now, I was gonna bring it. I had it and
Nah, you should have
everything.
brought it.
Bro, I've got
John
his
Cena
101.
card.
Yeah.
I think I used to have the match stats, the foot ones, the Fernando. Was it Fernando Torres 101? Was it the part of the 100 clubs? Yeah, cards are crazy.
But that's what I mean. Everyone has had some connection to. This one. That's the one.
Yeah.
Bro, I should have bought. I've got like Undertaker and
Show
everything.
the camera.
Oh, I'm gonna have to get back up now. But this is what I mean. Everyone has a connection to
Cards.
cards. And then at the end of the day as well, because everyone goes to me like, I don't know nothing about cards. I don't know anything about this. I don't know anything about that. Do you watch sport?
Do I-
Mhm.
Yeah. Do you know who's good at football?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know who's young?
Yeah.
There you go. Sorted. That's easy.
Do you collect? Okay, I see Gary V talk about it a lot, and he does the collecting NBA cards, and he also says the rookie seasons.
Yeah.
Collects NBA
No, because obviously I'm not into it. So once again, I like what I.
What you collect?
Yeah, I did have a few basketball ones, but I thought no, because I don't know enough about it. And like Luka Doncic, his cards are tanked.
How much? Yeah, because he was a rookie 2-3 years ago, and now he's pretty much one of the best players in the NBA.
Yeah, but his prices have tanked.
Why?
Just because the hype comes and goes. Like for NBA, NFL, all of that, they have so many different types of boxes and everything, to the point where, I mean, for Pedri and Jude Bellingham, they have 181 different rookie cards. Now that's not a true rookie. But how do you know? Yeah,
Oh,
There's a
so
book-
it needs to be limited and high in demand.
that's why I look at most of the
what I'm saying?
older ones. So that's why I always used to push the well, not used to, I still do the Formula One ones, because there's only a few sets of them. They don't have small boxes, big boxes, those boxes, those boxes. That's the type. That's the type. That's the type. It is just
The ones
what it
that-
is.
So the players have retirement cards, as in like the day that they've retired.
No, but like, for example, 2022 will be Ronaldo. As Ronaldo said that he's retiring from international. No, because Messi said he was going to, but then he's not.
Mm-hmm.
But like, let's say he retired, this season would be his retirement season card. So they don't do a
Okay.
special one, but it would be his retirement season.
And I'm guessing that would be
Card.
surprised up a little. Probably not. a lot.
Yeah, so it's first card, maybe the last card or something like that. But just to say, like, rookie doesn't have to be something the player's done either. So yeah, rookie World Cup, rookie Euros, rookie first game, rookie for this club or whatever.
Mhm.
But then, so Topps and Panini are the main ones. And so Panini released a set in 2014 called Panini Prisms for World Cup. They already did Panini Prism, but for World Cup they'd never done one before. So now 2014 is called the Prism Rookie World Cup ones. Even though it's not Ronaldo's rookie card,
Mhm.
it's his rookie Prism card. It's his first Prism card. So that adds quite a lot of value. So
Okay.
2014 Panini Prism World Cup cards are worth quite a lot of money. Depends on which ones you've got, but
How much is quite a lot?
which card you want to talk about, what number, how rare, it's not. That's the things with cards.
Are these cards limited? Like
Some of them
what,
are.
What is it that gives them the price? Because like if there's maybe like 100,000 made of these cards.
Yeah.
You
So
wouldn't
so
really be as, like,
it's-
valuable. But let's say if there's only like 300, 400, then I could believe that.
so I'll come back to this one because I think this is my only numbered one. I've
Shout
got
out
here.
Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, actually, we got a few. I'll go for my favourite one, like Charles Leclerc.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
so
nice.
on the back, I want to see if the camera can see it. Yeah, it's not going to be focusing, is
Yeah,
it?
it's
Nah,
alright.
basically on the back, so you can see that it's purple. So these are numbered to only 399 in the world. So no matter how many boxes are printed, there's only 399 purple ones of each card. So that adds value straight away because it's limited. And then you've got different grades. So remember when I said depends on the set, depends on the grade and the price of it.
Yeah.
These, the 2020 tops ones, this one was very much known for having quality issues. So like if you, let's see, is it on this one, the main one? So if you have a look on the back on that left, there's like a laminate issue where it looks overlapped, like there's a little semicircle there.
I can't.
But you can grab it
Yeah.
on that side.
All right.
Yeah, there's like a laminate issue, like by your thumb.
I see.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's
Okay.
all right.
Yeah, so that was a very common issue on those numbered ones. So if you get a 10 out of 10 without that issue on, because of all the issues they had, that is worth a lot of money. So I think it's about, I'm just guessing it because I haven't checked the markets in a while for them because I haven't needed to. I think it's about 2.8 when I last saw a 10, and then an 8 was 1.1.
That's a big difference, to be fair.
And that's on a smaller, that's like on a smaller scale. But then if you amplify that to like a gold one out of 50, it might be. But then it depends on Pop Report as well. So Pop Report is like how many there are in the world. So like for Messi's 2006 one, there's 66 PSA 10s. But then if there's 100 PSA 10s, it's going to be cheaper. So just because there's more out there, it's not good. You want it.
You want it to be
High supply,
limited,
low
yeah,
demand.
that's what I'm saying.
No, high demand, low supply.
So what if, let's say there's 66 cards in the world.
Yeah.
How do you know that one card has not gone missing?
Yeah.
You don't. You just release
You
it
don't.
into the world. Willy
was,
Wonka golden ticket.
There was a case of somebody that bought a card that I know, and they had an issue with it. Sorry, someone they bought a card off had an issue with it. It was like a yellow Jude Bellingham. So that's another way that can be worth something. It was a Jude Bellingham Dortmund one, and the card was. Have you seen the sapphire pattern? When I say sapphire like that,
Okay.
that pattern,
That's a nice pattern.
yeah.
Does that mean it's rare?
Sapphire, no. So there's chrome and then there's sapphire chrome, where it's the same cards but just with that shimmer on it. And it was a yellow one of those, which meant it was numbered out 75. Yeah, it's very good. And it was his rookie one. It had a,
So that's gonna go for a lot of money when he's retired.
Wanted to say
or even when he's doing good.
I was gonna say millions.
That's it. When it's got RC mark on the bottom,
Yeah.
that's commonly what's known as the rookie card. It's not always. It might be a year later they've had it come out, but it's what collectors care about at the end of the day. And those are the ones who control the price. And that was meant to be numbered out of 75. We bought it off eBay and everything. And he spoke to the person. He was like, it's not got the number on the back. So he was kind of like, oh, what's happened here? Because this isn't good. You know, it's not got the number on the back, but it's yellow. Everything's matching up. It's not like some of them don't have numbers and they might just be known as what's short prints. So a red one of those is out of 5, but you can get a non-numbered red one. But there's only, by the mathematics, only 4 in the world. But it's not numbered. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's not got the actual number on the back, but it might be like 1 in every 11,000 packs. Then somebody's worked through all the numbers of how many packs there's been and everything like that. And we was like, well, they don't have one for that set. Like, they only do numbered. They don't have short prints for that. So how's this has happened? Spoke to the person. The card got damaged. So it was like, let's say it's 73 out of 75. The card got damaged. He sent it back to Topps. Topps then just sent him one back out, but they never put the number on the back. So now that 73 is missing,
Wow.
even though it's not missing.
Just like that.
Yeah, because they didn't put the number on the back of the card, which lost its value straight away. The price that was is like 1.1k. You got it for like 300. Like, that's how much that little thing makes such a big difference.
Imagine how much that card would be worth in 20 years as well.
Yeah.
I
if it
thought
does
in my
well.
head though, if that's missing, surely don't that make that card unique?
No,
Like,
because to a collector, it's not. Because to a collector, it's an issue. It's a card ever.
It needs validity in it. Like,
Yeah.
say, yo,
You need to
it says-
see.
Yeah.
This is a 73 out of 75. That is that.
so speaking of, that sounds like a big L, big loss.
Oh yeah.
What's the biggest loss you've like seen in the trading card game space?
The biggest loss, I mean, that I've personally seen or that I've just seen on the internet or something like that, because obviously I follow a lot of people.
Both one that you've personally seen and one you've seen on the internet.
Someone that I personally, from the group that I know, they bought quite a lot of these, which was you know who Ayrton Senna is.
Who?
Ayrton Senna. You don't know who Senna is. You said you watched F1 before this.
Capping, bro.
It's capping.
I do
I
watch
thought
a
you
bit.
watched
I do
F1.
watch a bit of F1.
Senna was known as arguably the greatest ever driver there was.
Better than Hamilton.
Yeah. Hamilton was Senna was someone that Hamilton looks up to.
Yeah.
Brazilian, you've got to have heard about Senna. When they did the Brazilian GP, they did the whole thing and everything for.
I don't
He's
watch
not
it
a
like-
real
I don't watch
F1
it
watcher.
like that,
Well,
but I do-
this-
I have
He's
watched
fake.
it.
This guy
Only-
lied to me before the podcast.
Yeah.
I was talking about F1 to him, about aerodynamics. He was just smiling and laughing. But basically, so that was his first ever win in F1. So that is something,
Oh, so that
a
counts as
milestone. It's not even a card, it's a ticket
It's a ticket.
to the event, yeah.
See, I was thinking
Where-
that's
Yeah.
too long
That's
to be
the
a
ticket.
card.
Look.
That's cold.
How much is that?
So this is the thing.
That should be worth a lot, I feel.
It's a fucking
Ah,
ticket, bro.
Yeah.
Pardon my
So
language.
those tickets, I've swore so many times
Yeah,
on
it's
it.
fine.
Don't
It's
worry
okay
about
to
it.
swear,
And
but I
then
don't-
this is the grading at the top and everything.
Yeah. So tickets don't really matter too much with grading. I've got a few tickets there anyway. I'll tell you about those tickets in a second. And so I said, oh, it might be worth just picking a couple of these up. There was a green one, a red one. Oh, sorry. A red one, a green one, a blue one. I was like, oh, it's worth picking up a few of these, you know. They've come up on eBay. They're quite rare. It's Ayrton Senna's first victory. It's important. And then up on Golden's a very important thing. Big collector's space. If you have a big card, you pretty much send it to two different places. PWCC or Golden, they're basically a commission company. Anyone who's a big collector will go there. And they sold some PSA 8 ones for $1.6 thousand dollars, and these tickets were £100 each. So I was like, it's worth grabbing a few of these. You know, these are quite good, yeah.
So make some dollar.
But I never said put all your eggs into one basket. Someone didn't listen to me, and I don't blame him. To be fair, if you've seen it can go from 100 to 1.6, I understand that
That's a
you're
16X. Fuck.
yeah, you're going to look at that and go, let me put as much in. Well, what happened is, where these came from, he was drip feeding them in originally. So they were still quite rare. But then everyone in the man had one all of a sudden. I was like, all right, this is came from somewhere. What is happening? And then I was speaking to a few people, and basically the person who was selling these on eBay, his dad was the person who printed the tickets for the original event, and they had loads that they hadn't sold out, and he just kept them for years. So there was all these tickets, hundreds of them, which were legit, they're all real, but they was just getting drip fed in. And then the more that got drip fed, the more the person kept selling them for £100 each. So then this person from the group bought, I think, about 10 of them each. So 10 red ones, 10 green ones.
Oh,
Blue ones.
damn.
Yeah.
Oh.
But then
what's the maths on that? Like 4K?
Yeah, 3K.
3K.
About 3K, yeah. Damn. And then there were about 50, 60 quid to grade each.
Oh,
And then more started popping up on all these websites like Golden, PWC, and eBay graded. And all of a sudden the price started going
yeah, I could imagine.
to the point. I think the last one that sold was a PSA 8 for $150.
Just lost its value just like that.
Yeah.
So right now they're worth what, £10?
Fuck off. You ain't getting this for 10. But that's what I mean. That's something to me because I like my F1. That's very important to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't care about the value behind it. Some people care about the money behind their things like, oh, no, I've lost all this money on this. I don't, bro, it's still a sick ticket. I don't care if I paid £1 for that. That is still sick to me. That is still something brilliant. And that's That's part of the collecting and enjoyment of it at the end of the day. If you get rid of money and you enjoy what you're doing, that's the most important thing. No one can ever devalue your enjoyment for something.
So if someone was to get involved in into card collecting,
Yeah.
would you say something that's very lucrative, as in something you can invest in, or is it more of a hobby?
Oh, I wouldn't say get involved unless you're not going to enjoy it, because like I said, it can be very up and down. Like Pokemon, a lot of people lost money from Pokemon. A lot of people lost money from Luka Doncic, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Is that his name? The basketballer.
Yeah.
I definitely butchered that. But he had a 2014 Prism, so that's one of the biggest losses that I saw. Collectibles Guru. I don't know if you know who that is. What's his name? Something Whiteback. Eric Whiteback. You might have known him from collecting or something like that.
Like the name. I feel like I don't. Nah, I'm gonna say no.
But basically, he has Instagram and Twitter page, and he showed it. I think it was like this collection in 2021 was worth 181,000 of all these 2014 Janices just after he won like the cup or something like that.
Yeah.
With the books, yeah. Atanen.
And Antetokounmpo. Like
that was more butchered than mine. Yeah. And it was like 181,000 for these 100 of them. Now in 2022, it's worth like 41k and stuff like that. Yeah. Because that's how fast it can.
Repeat that again. Sorry.
Well, think about it. Nah, think
Repeat
about
that
it.
again,
He'll still win a few more championships.
Yeah, but his hype's gone on that card. 2014 was his rookie one, Prism rookie.
Yeah.
He's like, this is just an example. I can't find it. And it was like, this is worth 181,000. I'm going to find the exact number, so I know for a fact it was more than the numbers I'm saying.
That's giving me FIFA Ultimate Team vibes.
Yeah, because I always have to.
Yeah, you know when the team's card fresh out on the market
crash.
and then the first 6 hours you're waiting for Footbin to upload the price, and you're thinking, wow, any price goes right now, man.
Oh, what's his name? Eric.
Crazy.
Yeah, because a lot of people, when I try and explain what cards is to them, like, how do you explain something like there's no difference between that purple Hamilton and his other one? Like, it's just a card at the end of the day and a picture of him, but the price difference is the non-numbered one is £50. That one is near £1,000, all because of the different colour change, or because of that number on the back. It's just that crazy. I mean, he's done a few of them. He always talks about cars, to be fair. I mean, most people hate him in this space because of everyone thinks, because when I first started doing like the cars, what I'm doing in the group and everything, everyone hated me in the group and everything, like to the point, not in the group, in like the scene, to the point where I didn't tell anyone that I was doing the group. I didn't tell anyone in the card collecting community that I had a group for that, because everyone saw it as, well, Pokemon went up and crashed because of all these investors that came and everything like that. And then we don't want anyone to ruin our hobby. This is a hobby and it shouldn't matter about money. And then it got to the point where I was just like, if it doesn't matter about money, how come you be listing that card up for 2k? I'll offer you £1. If it doesn't matter about money, you'll say yeah to my £1. No, it's worth more than that. Who said? If it's not about money, then... And then recently, a lot of collectors, obviously with the economic crash and everything, a lot of... you know those breakers that I spoke about?
Yeah,
a lot of people became breakers. A lot of people was buying more cards. A lot of people was doing this. All of a sudden, everyone's moaning about the state of the market and how they can't sell out the breaks. Not everyone's buying the slots. How the cards aren't selling for as much or are selling as fast. And I just replied to people, you weren't complaining when you were selling your cards for like 3x or anything like that, was you? Yeah. No. But all of a sudden, everyone started complaining. I can't actually find it, but yeah, there's been a lot of losses in the card market. I think Logan Paul actually lost quite a lot as well on his
Charizard he had around his neck. I heard that.
That's not the one.
That was fake.
It was the Illustrator Pikachu. That's the one. 3.2 million he spent on that.
3.2 million.
Yeah, 3.2 million. No, he had one that was a fake one, that is Illustrator Pikachu. And he's like, he stuck something over it. But then he had another one that was real. 3.2 million. I think, I mean, I don't know these exact numbers.
3.2 million on a card.
Yeah, I don't know the exact numbers, but I think one recently sold because of how rare it is again. And then another one came out. I think it went for 1.2 million. So that is 3.2 million for Logan Paul's, and another one came out that sold for 1.2.
Is there any card in the world that's 1 for 1?
Yeah, you can get one of ones. I've opened it back and got a one of one before.
What card is it?
It was a Charles Leclerc print plate. So you know when they print the cards, is what they use to print it. But I mean that adds so much value. I mean some of the biggest card
Have you
sales.
still got that card?
No, I sold that.
How much you sell that for?
300. It was cheaper than his numbered portrait.
Oh.
Oh,
This is what I mean. But that's a one of one,
you'll
and
think
this is
that's
why.
also a lot.
Yeah,
This is why
I
it's
thought
so
like-
hard to sometimes try and explain why that one's worth that much and that one's worth that much, because it doesn't make sense.
So that any one of one should be a
Yeah.
Yeah.
very good price.
Let me just
100K,
find the
man.
Yo, one of one in the world.
highest
There's billions.
trading sales. I'm trying to find the highest prices sold for trading cards. Mickey Mantles. You've got to heard of Mickey Mantle. 1952 Mickey Mantle. Those.
Mickey Mouse is in.
I got no clue who that is.
Hornus Wagner. Baseball
Hornus
players.
Wagner? Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard of that.
You know that, but you don't know Mickey Mantle.
I have actually heard of Hornus Wagner.
Mickey Mantle's 1952 Topps card. SGC. Now it goes PSA in terms of grading. We'll cover this in a bit. PSA, SGC. That's pretty much the two. So this is a SGC 9.5. So not even a 10. Have a guess how much it is.
Points.
Have a guess how much it sold for.
2 mil.
Is this a high number? It's the most, isn't
It's
it?
the most. Oh, so it's higher than Logan Paul's.
Yeah.
He's higher than Logan Paul's.
Yeah.
5 mil.
Nope.
6.
Nope.
Is it higher?
Yeah.
You're
For
lying.
a card.
Yeah.
You're
10 mil.
lying, bro.
More.
More.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
it's an official sale.
Bro, I ain't
It's an
not
official
capping.
sale and it's been recorded.
Official sale.
What?
And there's one that's expected to sell for more than this one.
15 mil.
12.6.
That is ridiculous.
Card, bro.
And that's a SGC 9.5. There's now been a PSA 10 Mickey Mantle. So
How much is that?
it's not sold yet. It's not sold yet. And then second place is a Hornus Wagner for 7.2 million.
So you're telling me someone in this world has a card which could potentially sell for, which is a 10, so it could sell for maybe 15 million.
Yeah.
So let
And,
me get this
and they don't
straight.
sell it.
I've just been way too close to the mic for half that, so
Oh,
I
no,
apologise.
Let me get this straight. So they send this card to get graded,
Yeah.
and it's got graded a 10, and they have to send it back via Royal Mail.
It depends.
I think that's scary.
It's
What
very.
happens?
You know,
It's a-
Man,
it's
like
a
swap
when I
over.
sold my 8K one, that was scary times when I sent that off grading and everything. So, Khan. Everyone
you've
knows that
mentioned
anyway.
Khan.
Yeah, Khan got a card for worth 50,000 from a box. Someone that I know that I sent it to get it graded for, because it was worth that much, said, "You pay, you give me money, you give me." So it depends on how much your card's worth. It also depends how much you have to pay for grading,
Mm-hmm.
because they do like an insurance on it. So if anything happens to it, they'll pay out for you. So the person was going to take the card to America. He was going to fly with it to America.
He ain't coming back.
He's going to go. He does lots of big cards. He's going to fly there with it and get the card graded in person and fly back with it.
Did you do it?
No, because she went with someone else instead.
Oh.
Was it the better choice, or
I told her not to do it, but what do I know?
So you would have preferred the guy to go to America to get a grade?
Yeah, because that,
how much was he charging for that though?
I think it was like 2K.
I would have.
And how much did she ended up paying when she went with someone else?
Actually, she paid 1.4, but she sent it to a company, that Golden company, and they use BGS. BGS isn't as good as PSA in terms of getting value back for cards. So that was all he won. Then it was 1.4, so only 600 less. But then she'd have to sell it through them, so then she'd lose money on commission as well. So it actually ended up costing her more than 2K.
Yeah,
She lost, I think it was like 20% of the sale. She sold it for $50,000.
I mean,
So how much did she get in the end? About like 36K.
£34,000.
I mean that's still,
That's still good, but
From £500, it's all right, isn't it? Yeah, it's
I
good.
mean, it's amazing.
good.
it's amazing.
It's amazing. But if you listen
That's
to
good.
Callum, you would have got like 40. But hey,
To be fair, when the card first got there, somebody offered her $34,000 for it.
oh,
Just
straight.
straight up.
Straight up,
Oh,
the
that's
card got there before they
$34,000.
even graded it. She sold it for $50,000 though.
Yeah,
I bear that in mind. So $34,000. She's like, oh, Callum, I've been offered $34,000. What do? I just put, say no. I didn't even say anything else. I just said, say no. Don't you dare say yes to that.
So when she told you she got that card, did you know how much that card was worth?
Oh, so that's part of the story.
Yeah,
we was on so we always used to do box breaks on my Instagram page.
Mm-hmm.
And we was doing them live. And it's unfortunately the one live that's never saved. I don't know what happened. My phone bugged out or something.
Samsung's.
Yeah. Samsung.
Continue.
Thank you. And so anyway, fuck you, man. And so we was on Instagram, and it was a jokes live, man. It was jokes like, so when you don't have a card graded, it's called raw. She didn't know this technicalities, so I was like, just don't keep them raw. She's like, what? Like bareback? I was like,
you know what? I had that in my that in my mind when you said raw as well, but I was like,
what do you mean by that?
Cares? What?
Huh? Yeah.
So what do you mean when you say don't keep them raw? Watch what. So let's say I open a card pack right now and I got a card worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
What's the first thing I should do?
Put it in a sleeve and top loader. I think.
What's that?
So I didn't actually bring any. Like this. So you have like a hard case. So this is actually a grading sleeve. So you get the card, you put it in this sleeve, this little thin plastic one.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get like a grading one, which is like this. And you just put it in there to protect it. That's what I use to grade with. It's not what I use to protect though. To protect, I use something else. But when I grade, those are the ones I use because it's a lot easier to move it in and out to stop like the edges getting damaged and stuff like that. So yeah, that can bring us on nicely to the next point. So yeah, anyway, so she had these cards, we was opening these boxes. She got a Lewis Hamilton portrait, Charlotte Cole portrait, and you always got 4 numbered ones. She showed me all 4. So I was like, it's a decent box. She's probably gonna get about 1.5k. It's a grand profit still, you know. You ain't gonna get too pissed about that. So then carried on with a day and everything, had a laugh. And then I think about 2 days later, she was talking about her cards. She put all of her cards, by the way, all the expensive ones like the Lewis Hamilton, that in their actual cases. Like you can get a mag as well, where it's like a magnetic case, like that's proper protection on it. Put them in there. The rest of them she chucked into a shower cap. And she had cocoa butter on her hands as well, by the way. So
no, that's criminal to the card community.
So she had cocoa butter on her hands, just dashing these cards in a shower cap. No protection on them, bareback phone in there, yeah. And so a few days later, she was talking about the pricing of a car. She went, what do I do with all these? I was like, okay, whatever. I saw the message pop up on my phone. I was like, I've got work in the morning, I'm going to sleep. So I've gone to sleep. I woke up in the morning, I've got 200 messages from this one chat. I'm like, something's happened here. And it's 1 o'clock in the morning that these messages are all from. I'm like, shit, I've got to check this out, man. Something's gone wrong here. I'm going through everything in my mind. I'm like, oh no, what's happened? Something's happened. Yeah, I'm sweating and everything. I'm not happy. I'm scrolling through my phone. I'm just seeing like loads of people freaking out. I was like, shit, who's died, man? Like, shit. So I carry on going. I'm flicking through now. I get there and I just see this red card. I was like, red means out of 5 in the world. Only 5 in the world. So you have Topps Chrome Sapphire. She opened a Sapphire box. Sapphire boxes are worth more. The cards are worth more. So if you have a normal Lewis Hamilton, it's £50. If you have a Sapphire Lewis Hamilton on the other box, it's 400. There's a big difference in these cards. So out of 5, I saw this red out of 5. And then I scrolled down a bit more. And she's only took a photo of the shower cap. All you can see is these cards all scattered, and someone's picked up on the red bit. And they've gone, get that card out right now. It's Lewis Hamilton's portrait out of 5 in the world.
And she's just got it slapped in a shower.
Slapped in a shower cap with cocoa butter over it.
That is crazy.
So wait, what? When she went to get it graded, what grading did she get then?
It's a long day. She got 7.5 in total, and she used BGS, who have one
It's not too bad then.
it is when you take this into account. She had 1 overall grade, BGS. Then you have 4 points. The 4 points of grading are corners. Are the corners sharp?
Nice and fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you have edges. So the side of the cards, is there any whitening? Is there any warping? Is there anything like that? Then you have centering, how centered the card is, like, to each other. So if it's like too far to the left, too far to the right, and stuff like that. Like,
How do you define that? How do you make that happen?
look at the borders. You don't. But this is when I say pack fresh cards don't actually mean that they're going to be great.
Oh.
Like that Lewis Hamilton you saw as well. This is why 10s are so rare, because you might have nothing to do with it.
It's just
But it
depends on
can
how it was
just be.
manufactured, basically.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
So this is why they're worth so much. Centering, corners, edges, centering, surface. So is there any
That's how you
scratches
control
or
it.
anything?
Did it do like fingerprint scans?
You can
to see?
you can clean it. You
Like,
can clean cards and
yeah.
stuff like that too. But cocoa butter doesn't clean off too well.
So it smudges.
Yeah. And it smudges into the imprints and it scratches the design and everything.
Da Vinci, how much would she have got if
If it was an 8
And
or a 9,
putting it in a shower cap also doesn't help the edges or corners.
that's crazy
But
because
she
And
still got 50k.
Yeah.
to
she
be
got
fair, if
she
it
got
still got a 7.5 and it was taken care of like that, that means it would have been
Yeah,
in
so
good condition.
it
straight
was
out the box.
on the subgrades, I think it was 9.5, 10, 8, yeah, 9, and then like 7 for the surface. And the
How much
way
do you think she would have got?
and the way BGS grade is, if it can't go above 1 of the lowest grade in the subgrades. So she was fucked. She could have got a 9 in
How
that.
much is that in?
When you get to a certain level of a card, like a 1 of 1,
Mhm.
its price doesn't really matter too much on the grade. It's still a 1 of 1. Like
Okay.
it's, but she could have got a bit more.
Probably like
'Cause it-
70k.
10
Yeah,
grand more. Yeah.
yeah. And then anyway, so
Still 10 grand more.
so
10
before
grand
she
more.
before she even graded it, it was offered 34k. I said say no. They came back 37k. I said say no. I said, bro, you don't understand what this card's gonna do. And then she graded it. She got it all, and she was like, "Do you want it to go to auction?" And I was like, "Let me see what I can do." I said, "Give me 24 hours. If I can't come up with something, send it to auction." Because I don't like auctions, because it depends who's there on the day. If someone's not there on the day to get that card, you
You
can
can go for way
suffer
less.
a big loss.
Ugh.
So let me see what I can do. So I messaged someone that I'm good friends with now.
Who defines the price on the auction? Sorry.
The people that-
No, so they'll have, like any auction, you'll have someone estimate a value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like there's only 5 in the world. There's none that are up on the market. You can't kind of guess the price. You got to try and estimate it.
Right now.
But it's like, if you want it bad, but neither of you there, and you're the only ones who want it, it's going to go for less. But if you're both there, it's going to go for more than it's probably worth.
Yeah,
Because you both want it.
yeah.
So this is why I don't
You
like.
don't like message, like send a message out to all the people who go to
It
auctions,
does,
like,
but
listen, today
once again-
we're selling this card coming in.
they
6%.
advertise it. But like, it's like, if you know about Congdon, you know you're going to check the website and everything. But
Mm.
if you're not there on the day, if you're not there looking on the website, you've missed it. So I said, let me see what I can do. Give me 24 hours. I'll see what I can do. So I spoke to my mate, who I know does a lot for F1 and everything. I'm good mates with him now. Lovely person. And he got in contact with a massive Hamilton collector. He was like, we'll do it privately. I was like, okay. So you got to message Congdon. You got to message this person. You got to say, it's this card. Do this. But Congdon doesn't allow for like things like that. So he was like, just don't mention that you know them. Just don't. So I'll put these 2 people in contact, Khan and the seller and the buyer. I'm not going to say the buyer's name because it's a big card. He's got a lot of money to be forking out for things like that. And put them 2 in contact, and they're sorting it out. So the buyer was messaging Congdon. Congdon was messaging Khan. Khan was messaging the buyer. Everyone was in conjunction, but Congdon didn't know. And then they actually messaged us saying 47k.
Pounds or
47k
dollars? Okay.
and I was like, ask him if he offered 50k. He was like, yeah, I offered 50k.
So they were planning to.
Yeah, whatever that is. That's something else. The Congdon, I did not say anything. Yeah, I'm not making any accusations. But yeah, and then said, oh yeah, I offered it. Who knows? They might have he might have offered under. And might have offered 47k. We don't know. And then she said no, and then they got to the 50k. Yeah.
The 50k, which she expected anyway.
Was it? Yeah, it was 50k. Yeah. I was questioning them because of all the currency change and how much it is now. I was like, was it 40,000? No, it was 50 because at the time, like the way the market was, it was a lot better than it is now.
That's still a lot of money. That's
But,
crazy.
but yeah, as you said, if that was in good quality, 70k, 60, 70k.
And even if she held on that for a few years, it was still rising. Price.
See, I said to her, once again, but what do I know? I said to her, so I wanted to say no to it, but she said she wanted the money. 34,000 is a very hard thing to say no to.
Exactly.
So I was like, no, what do you think? Because she wanted to do other things like watches and stuff like that. So I was like, do you think, whatever. I can just advise. I can't ever tell you. I can't ever force you. At the end of the day, it's your own decision. It's your own whatever. And I think 2021, when the market was really booming for F1, that was 100k pushing card, I'd say.
How long would she have to have wait?
A few more months.
Yeah, that's
But to be fair, man,
Is it now? 34k from 500?
£500.
But that just goes to show like your eagerness, and I think 34k. When in retrospect, you could get more.
But she probably earned that extra 50k from that 34k doing watches and stuff like that.
Yeah, true.
Probably.
Watches, property, I don't know, whatever she's put it in.
Like
But
100k sounds a lot better than.
True.
And
Yeah,
I think about, especially coming from somebody who actually knows card, I would have just said, all right, I'm gonna sit down and listen to you. Just wait.
I've made those mistakes before. I've sold early, but then I've reinvested instead.
Yeah, true.
She just
Tell us what's
reinvested
in
in
that
something. Okay. Yeah. Now when I was talking about that Messi,
Yeah.
so I was at a card show in July with Nabil. Shout out Nabil, he's a nice guy. And they had a PSA 10 Messi sticker, 2006. They had these mystery packs for £20. And I said to this car show, because I always go to car shows, I always spend a lot. I'll buy a random box just because I'm bored for like 400 and just open it. I don't care if I don't get anything in it. Boxes are a way to like lose money. I know I've spoke a lot about boxes. Please don't start buying them because you probably will lose money. It's like gambling. It is literally opening a pack on FIFA and you hope you get something good. If you don't, you don't. That's pretty much what it is.
Well.
Yeah. Like, you're guaranteed at over 85. You're guaranteed a numbered card. What numbered card it is, though, probably going to be shit.
Someone like Rodri.
Yeah.
Worth nothing, bro.
Yeah, it's like that. So I was like, you know what? This year, I'll just buy one Sapphire box. It was like 2021 one, so there weren't too much. Like everyone thought 2021. A lot of people tried to copy us with the card, like, oh, go buy these boxes. Yeah, a lot of them messaged me saying I'm stuck with these boxes that are brick now. What do I do with it? I went, shouldn't I listen to people who don't know what they're doing then? And one of them was my friends as well. I was like, yeah, you chose to listen to someone else over me. That's not my fucking issue. So I bought one of those, opened it, and I was like, I'll just buy a few mystery packs. And there was Darwin Núñez stickers in it anyway. So it was...
Forget Núñez, bro.
Forget
Núñez, bro.
It was worth something at the time. It was £20 and I could sell them for £60 each. So either way, what I was doing was buying this for 20, getting something worth £60 from it.
Yeah.
So I knew I was calm either way. And we was chasing this Messi. Me and Nabil, everyone was just buying. I think I spent about £100 on them. Actually, yeah, I spent £100 in total. And on the last one, right, I was like, I'm buying one more. That's it. I looked at Nabil. I went, if either of us get it on this one, yeah, we'll split the money. Yeah. He's like, yeah, we'll split it. I was like, yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
But then his missus picked a card, picked one, and I picked one. But I stood there, right? I didn't have epiphany. I stood there. I was like, oh, my magic numbers are gone. And don't ask me why. Call of Duty Zombies, yeah. Do you remember the round that like it used to freeze on did Toten, I think it was.
What round was that?
It used to be 115.
Oh yeah. I remember because.
But then after that, it went to 121. So it used to freeze on 115, and then it went to 121.
Yeah.
So I bought, because of Call of Duty, 121. So we've got both packs. She opened it, and it's a PSA card. I was like, she's got it. She carried on. It wasn't. So I've opened mine. It's a PSA card. I cannot describe the scenes of the moment that happened next. I've pulled it up. It said 10, 2006. It was the Messi. I had got the Messi in the pack, but everyone around me was going mad because I've just paid £20 for a £2,000 card.
That is
everyone was
wild.
going. Everyone, it was absolute scenes, man. It was scenes.
The first thing to do is straight away go and get it graded. Go and get it sorted.
It was already graded. Yeah, bro.
It was in a pack and everything.
It was like this, but a 10 instead.
Okay.
Oh, so it was
already done. It was a mixture. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Everyone was going mental. Like this person who was also buying them, he's probably got the
you
biggest.
left that card at home?
I sold that.
Oh, you sold it?
From £20 to 2K.
Yeah. And there's this person next to us called what's his name? Football. I don't know how much I can say about him. Basically, there's somebody next to us, and they have a whole house dedicated to cards with 24-hour security, and they don't live in their house. They just have a house with shelves and cards everywhere. Pele's, Maradonas, everything. Like so much. Like millions of pounds worth of cards. And
he bought it?
No. He was like, I'd keep hold of that if I was you. He kept chasing that card as well. He was looking for it. But he's a lovely person. Like he's not like some people you meet who are like, they've got money in their assholes and shit like that. Yeah. He was the one of the nicest. He would sit there and just talk to you like happily for ages and ages and ages and have no issue. Like someone came up with like a fake card and he didn't want to put them down. So, oh no, that's a really nice card. I'm just not interested. Like he doesn't like to put people down. He's a really nice person, and that's the story behind that. So I always keep that because.
Oh, is that what the card came in?
Yeah. So even though I saw the card, that is like such a good story that I wanted to keep that. I'll talk about my other good stories as well. Where is it? This one.
That's 1930.
1931.
What's the grading on that?
I didn't grade it. I just got it authenticated.
Why didn't you?
Because it was great as shit. If you want the honest answer, it's like a bit of riff in it. So that one is. I mean, if anyone's got me on Snapchat, I always say, and in the group as well, I always go to charity shops, go to antique shops, these weird shops that like. I mean, we're quite fortunate that we live like in an area like where there is that quite often. Like, a lot of people in London and everything that I know, they're like, oh yeah, there's not that many, and if there are, it's like it's London antique shops, like it's very poncy and like feng shui and everything. It's not like got the knickknacks and everything like that.
Yeah.
Like I went to Lichfield for this one. You know Lichfield?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's got those little bits and bobs. And I was actually at work, and the person that I work with, he loves like Only Fools and Horses and stuff like that. And he's like building like the Trotter Shrine and stuff like that. He loves little bits and bobs. So he's like, finish work early, we'll go through Lichfield and we'll go to the shop. So going into the shop, I was like, bro, I don't want to go in. Like, just get me home, man. Like, just get me home. I've gone in there and I saw that they had this little box of cards on the side. I was like, well, I've got nothing else to do. I'm here anyway. Yeah. So I'm looking through, and I do like my Disney, to be fair. And there was this Goofy card. So I bought that. I was like, oh, that's nice. And then I saw this one, and I was like, oh, that's cool. It's Walt Disney and Mickey Mouse. I'll buy that. No clue whatsoever about its actual value.
How much did you buy it for?
I'm going to find it now. But I also picked up a Senna as well. Where would it be? But yeah, I also picked up an Art and Senna. What do I keep saying? No. Yes. Nicky Lauda. That's his name. Mm-hmm. Nicky Lauda card as well. And I think I paid £2, I think, for that as well. I've got to try and find it now. Because I didn't actually realise how much that one was worth. So I was just checking through. Yeah. There we go. £2. I'll keep showing it to the camera like it's going to see it. It says £2.20, I promise. And it says £2.20 on it. And wait for £2.20. I was like, you know what? He's gone off to another shop. I'm just going to sit in the van, whatever. And then I checked eBay. I was just like, yeah.
I was just on eBay.
Yeah. I only saw 800s, 600s, 400s. those sort of numbers. Not £2.20. Those sort of numbers. So I was like,
Yeah, crazy.
nah, I don't believe it. There's something. Something is a ruse here. I don't believe it. Checked it all out, and that's why I sent it to PSA for authentication.
And it came back authentic.
Authentic.
Nice.
I've currently got it up on eBay for 350. I mean, I've had offers of like 175 for it. I want at least 200. I want
Planning on selling it?
£200 for a Walt Disney card. That paid £2.24. You tell me.
Fairs.
But yeah, then I went to there was another shop as well. You know Mike Tyson, 1986 when he first started.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a game called A Question of Sport. It's an old TV show that's still around today, and they had a card game for that. And he has a card in it, and this was one of my favourite things I used to do. You know, his cards online were like £20, easy to get them. And I found this box in an antique shop, and it was A Question of Sport game. I got it for £10, the whole box, £10. Sold the whole box for £10, apart from this one card. Like, I bought the box.
Mm-hmm.
It was advertised for £10. I bought it for £5
Okay.
because it was an antique shop. You can bargain with them.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
It's not a charity shop. I did not.
I was
I did not scam any charity out of money. I don't want that on the record. I don't want slander. It was an antique shop. All right.
You sometimes had antique and charity as the same thing. Yeah.
No.
Fairs. Yeah.
Off the record. No, but it was an antique shop, so I parted them down. Bought it for £5, and it has this Mike Tyson on. That online was £20 anyway, because I'd bought a few of them before. I knew what I was doing. So I've took that out, and I've sold the rest of the box for £10. So I've kept the Mike Tyson, but I sold the rest of the box for £10. So I've only £5 up.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And what I used to do with these Mike Tysons was buy them for 20. I used to send them to SGC, which cost £25 to grade.
Okay.
So that's
£45 down.
yeah. If it came back an 8, I could get £110 for it.
But he's also running the risk.
That's
as
like
well.
60 profit.
What risk?
No, because so all of them getting graded, as in all of them are getting graded in an 8.
I was getting them 8, but I know what to look for though. So I know on the pictures, I'd say, can you send me a photo of this? If it was too much whitening around the green, because it was a green back, so it was very easy to identify the edge issues. It's easy to identify corners. Surface, it's a bit harder. And centering, you can tell if it's centered or not. So I knew what I was picking up. So I knew at worst case scenario it was going to be a 7.5.
And that's
So-
still
7.5, I reckon I could still have got £90 for it. So I still could have doubled up.
okay. That's not too bad.
So I bought that charity shop again, £5, got £5 back, £5 up. Then I spent 25 on grading, minus £20 now. I sold that because it came back at 8.5 for £140. So I came away with £120 profit. So I mean, everyone, I think when any like creator or anything like talks about anything, they always talk about the big numbers. They never talk about the most consistent ones.
Can you talk to us a bit about the creators?
Give us your just give us your opinion on content creators.
See,
Because you're not one
yeah.
yourself, are you?
Because a lot
No.
of content creators.
I'm not in the scene at all.
Aren't who they say they are.
I'm hardly known in the scene, to be fair. I think only because of Faith, really, and like a few other people like Arts and I mean Kieran shouted me out a few times. I think that's the only way people know who I actually am. But I don't want to be. I'm not selling my soul to do what they do.
He says that. He says.
I mean, yeah, I do the group, but I mean, a lot of people recently have been saying people who are selling these groups, that's how they make the money, and not from what they actually promote.
Interesting.
I think there's the era we're in now with social media. It's very easy to be what you want to be online. You don't have to show what you don't want people to see.
You only show what you want to show.
Yeah, anyone can be anyone, and that's a very important thing people have to remember. When they're trusting these people with their money and with their advice and everything, you have to remember they're only going to show you what they want you to see. If you have a group that's doing, let's say, £100 a week or £100 a month consistently, are you going to join that? Be real. Are you going to join it? No. No one's going to join it, I don't really. But then you have another group where they only show 3 members who are earning massive amount of money, but they've got like 100 members in that group, but only 3 of them are earning over £500 a month. You're going to join that one instead because all you see is numbers. And that's just the way they've advertised. And everyone's fell victim to it. Everyone. I'd rather join a group that's consistent with numbers than 3 of their members are the only ones that are doing well.
I would rather join a group that's consistent. I was just thinking of what you just said. I'd rather join the one
But
that's consistent.
on Snapchat, what's grabbing your attention?
It's the bigger
Big
numbers.
numbers, yeah.
And that's it. So it's all it is. So next time you look in a group, ask them how consistent they are with it, and speak to their members. Lots of groups. If you have an issue, with giving details of other members to speak to them, then there's an issue with that. Clearly, there's a reason you've got an issue with that. So, I would have no problem getting any member that I've had it in any of my groups talking to anyone who's interested in cards.
Can you speak to us about your group? Tell us about it and like tell us. In fact,
we've not even covered that. By the way, I have got a group, so I can say whatever I want about everyone else. I have got my own group.
Your group's so successful compared to, and like definitely more consistent.
In terms of successfulness, it depends what you call that is. Because in terms of numbers I have in my group, nah. I don't have the big numbers. I don't want the big numbers. I mean, we spoke before the podcast. I'm not letting anyone in at the moment. I don't want just anyone in. Now, I've had the group with Faith, because obviously I used to work with Black Bezos, aka Faith, and we had 150 members in there, and there was only 20 active members. 30 of them were speaking, but 20 was actually buying.
Okay.
And I hated it with a passion, because I respected, don't get me wrong, I respected everyone that joined, and I appreciated them supporting it completely.
There's no point joining if you're not active,
because the conversion rate there is quite low. Like, it's 100 people, but only less than a quarter is active. It makes it look very bad. I mean, the one now, it's got less than 50 members, but every single one of them, I can say, is on it.
That's sound. You would rather have a smaller group who's on it.
We're creating a monopoly, as I was saying. Like, that one guy's got loads of those message cards, so he now controls his price. Like, I know some people don't understand what monopoly is. Basically, when you control like a large majority of the market, you can dictate pretty much anything with it. Like on FIFA, if you price locking, do you remember that being back in the day?
Yeah.
Pretty much price locking the cards. And now if there's 100 people in a group and not many of them are active, and the ones that are in there and are talking aren't as active because they feel like it's a bit, I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit demoralising as well. If I've got a group of 100 people and only 20 are chatting to me, I'm like, what the?
Was it over 80? Yeah.
So it's like,
how much was it to get into your group when you was letting members in?
For my group or back then?
In fact, tell us both.
Back then we started off at £10. Some people got in for £5 with Faith.
Okay.
Then it went up to 20. I think we did like 5 people for £5, 5 people for 10, and then 10 people for £20, something like that. On me, and then
monthly installments or
one time. Yeah.
Decent.
And then we kept that quiet for a bit. Just did our thing and everything. Like, if you knew trading cards, you knew trading cards. If you didn't, you didn't. And I'll always teach someone from the start. Like, I've got a whole course and everything that I send to everyone as soon as they get in to cover the basics, basically. And then about a month later, we did another release, £50, £75, £100. And then that's when things started to really take off in the card market as well. And the F1 started to come up big. And then that's when we had that card sale as well. And that's where everything just went crazy. And so we asked, to be fair, the members what they thought the group should be charged at. And they said 500, grand, this.
See, I was thinking that sounds great that you asked the members, what do you think the price of this group? Because a lot of people define the price of a group without actually the value actually being there.
No,
the members, you get what I'm saying? So I think
there's quite a lot that overcharge for groups.
That was very good what you did.
So how much is your group?
Now, so if you was a member, so obviously because we moved over, there was quite a lot of issues. Because to go from that group, that was mine and Fave's, to then, oh, by the way, because I said, at the end of the day, I ain't being funny, I've still got make something from the group. It's a lot of work we've covered probably a pin drop in the whole water of everything to do with cards in this podcast. I don't know, we're probably over we're over an hour easily now.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. We've just scratched the surface of the iceberg. So there's a lot to it. So a lot of people that I said to, like, if you want to come over to my group, if you're an old member, it's £50. That's it. Just one-time fee. If you're an old member, if you've been in the group, it's just £50 to come over. Yeah. And then I was gonna do, like, because I went to monthly installments then as well. Like, if you wanted to.
Monthly installments though.
Yeah, I mean, for
That's
the way,
what I always think.
There's money still coming in.
because it was a hard time when I changed over, because that's when the economy started dropping as well, because it was only in July. So a lot of people, everyone loved all the COVID time. Like, everyone had all the money, everyone had everything.
Yeah.
When things get tough, that's when things get tough. Not so many people wanted no trading cards. They wanted to do crypto or watches or something like that, and I don't blame them. And so not a lot of members transferred over, and I did have quite a few messages like, "Give me my money back." I was like, I'm still going. You have the choice to come over. You're choosing not to come over and whatnot like that. And there was no, I can't talk about that story. I'll tell you after. That was a funny one. But fuck it, I don't care. So I've already called out enough creators anyway, so this wasn't a creator. Somebody messaged me. Well, I said to someone who previously, like, joined the group like 2 months before the group came to a close. I was like, bro, I feel really bad. Like, if you want to come over, you can come over and whatnot. I won't charge you, because a lot of members, like, well, there was 2 members that hadn't been in there for that long. It's been about a month they was in there. I said, you're coming over for free. Don't worry about it. Like, don't pay the £50 over to me. Just whatever's whatever. I ain't doing like money troubles and everything like that. You're coming over for free. You've only just joined the group. And then someone else messaged me, and they said they didn't want to come over, and they'd only been in the group for like 4 or 5 months.
Still a while though.
Yeah. So, but it's in that awkward position of, is it too long? But it's still only a few months. So, and I have a really bad conscience. So I was like, tell you what, I'll give you some money back. But I think you pay like 500 to join the group. So I was like, I'll give you some money back. Just let me know. Left it at that. Never spoke to me again after that. Didn't give me any details or anything like that. Completely calm.
I remember this story. Carry on.
Then, how long after? So let's say that was July. I think in about September time, maybe just after September, November, I get a text message. Hi, it's me. Can you send me over the money, please? I was like, what? Like, you don't speak to me from, bro, I read that and I just clicked off it. I was like, I just could not believe it. I thought 3 months, you're going to give it 3 months to then message me. I was pissed off. At the time, I would have gave it him, but at that point, I just thought he's just taking the piss. It's just taking the piss.
Sound like maybe he was probably going for some struggles.
Yeah.
Thought, wait a second, man, still losing £5.
Yeah. But then, so I'm completely gone off on a tangent again. I tend to do that. I just waffle. Sorry, guys. And so it's, I said, if you're an ex-member, £50. But then I also said, if like you want to get into it, what did I do? 350 for the year. No, 350 for lifetime. 250 for yearly, and was it 34? I can't remember what I originally did because I changed it straight away because I wasn't happy with how much we was charging.
Well, you lowered it. Yeah,
because it was me and someone else called Harry as well. Like, we was working because he mainly did football and I was doing F1. And we changed prices, but basically it went down to then like 20 quid a month, 150 for the year, and like 250 for like lifetime.
I still think that's very affordable.
Yeah,
that's very affordable.
But then
that's fair as well for somebody who really,
because I think if you a lot of people can spend easily 20 quid on a weekend on food alone. And I'm not saying, I mean, I eat a lot and I drink and I party and everything, as me and AJ are going out after this. But I do all that. So I won't ever be like one of these creators either who goes, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that, don't have fun in your life, make sure you do this. bro, if you got a bit of money and you want to go on a night out, fucking go on a night out. You ain't gonna kill you, you know. As long as you're not doing it consistently, like every week, just spending your money. Nah, mash work, fuck going out, fuck all that. No, you've got to enjoy life, man. Like, you've got to still enjoy life while you're young. Like, I understand, work hard, but if you're gonna have one night out every few months or something, or every month, just do that. Bloody hell, it ain't gonna kill you. And but like, everyone can easily spend 20 quid. So I thought, if just people want to try it, 20 quid, try it. You try it for a month. If you like it, you stick around. If you don't understand it, you can just go. If it's not for you, because I always say, don't get involved unless you're going to enjoy it. Like, you've got to have some enjoyment to everything. And once again, people say, don't get attached to this, don't get attached to that. If you get attached to a card, you're getting attached to the card, not its value. So even if it does go down in price,
Still happy.
like I said with that ticket, it's still happiness. And then I was like, okay. But then I kind of thought, like, I think, starting from the new year, I ain't going to let anyone in the group.
Oh, for real?
That's it. The people I've got in that group at the moment, solid. There's not a single bad word that I could say about any of them.
Active.
All of them. If somebody needs help and I'm busy at work or whatever, or I've just missed it, boom, boom, boom. I know there's people in there that can answer as effectively as I could. They might ask me for backing, but they can all answer each other, and that's what I've always wanted. That good,
that strong.
Like, everyone is on a good level. Not some people up here, some people down.
That's
there.
what you want. That's what I was saying. It's better to have some 20 riders.
Yeah, 20 loyal people than 100 fakes.
I know what I'm saying.
Yeah, so I think New Year's I've talked to a lot of people. Like, somebody said to me, like, in the group, they always used to message me, and they've only been joined for like a month, but they always used to talk to me about my cards. Like, for the past year since they've had me on Snapchat, every single time I put a card, that card's so sick and everything. And they always used to ask questions and whatnot. And they joined the group. I said to them, yeah, you can just stick around. Just stay in, don't worry about it. And there's like, because I think they was going to say, oh, this month's tight and everything. Like, I don't know if I'm going to afford it. I was like, bro, stick around, don't care. I can see you got interesting cards. 20 quid, I ain't going to cry about 20 quid, mate. Just stick in the group. You actually enjoy it. You get enjoyment from it. You're active in the group. If he was just sat there like nobody, probably wouldn't have. But the fact that for a year he was talking to me about cards and then only joined my group a month before, I've got to show respect to that.
I can see it runs deeper than just, I'm just trying to make money from this group. Yeah. It's like, it's your passion. You can see other people are passionate about it. You're helping them out with it.
I reckon by next year, by next summer, I'll have made the group as free as possible and have almost like an application to get in instead of a payment.
To see if people are suitable.
Because I don't give a fuck about my money comes from the cards, and I don't sell them that often. I have an enjoyment. These came from an enjoyment. I earned nothing when I first started these. I had no group when I first started these. I had no intention of having a group when I first started these. So to have a group and get that extra, it was nice, but it's hollow. You know, if I can see someone's actually enjoying it, that's where the true like payment in a way comes. Passion on something that I can enjoy. Like, I mean, we've been speaking for how long? I can just keep talking about them because I genuinely enjoy them. Yeah.
I was gonna say
those things.
So I can see that money's not really like your end goal.
Nah.
Like, a lot of people aim to be a millionaire, billionaire, whatever. What is your end goal? Family.
Yeah, we're about to get deep. Happiness. Happiness should always be the main goal. Happiness.
How do you think you're going to achieve that?
Each person has their own different like value of happiness. Like Robbie Williams, one of the happiest people, funniest people there was, had all money and everything. He killed himself. You're going to tell me, oh, chase money, it'll get rid of all your problems. Have success, it'll get rid of all your problems. It won't. If you've still got problems, you've still got problems at the end of the day. Regardless of how much money you have, regardless of what your portfolio is worth, regardless of how many houses you own, regardless of anything, if you're unhappy within yourself, I think that's true. That's true wealth, if you're healthy and happy within yourself.
Damn.
I like that one for getting deep. If you want to talk about it. Yeah.
But We are.
See, hold on.
We are.
Can I
go
also
on,
just
go
say,
go on.
I wanted to do a drink like mukbang podcast, yeah, and they told me we couldn't, yeah, because AJ's driving. I wanted Ray nephews in here because I'm getting deep in here, yeah. And then they said no.
Callum drunk. I can't imagine Callum drunk.
Oh yeah, I can't ever imagine him drunk. Oh, it's almost like there was a video of me drunk and it never got released to the public.
No, that's not that bad. You didn't have Ray and nephew that night.
Nah, I just had 4 dark fruits, necked one of them. Then I had 4 more pints when I was in the boxing.
Oh, I won't sit with you.
In between each round, I was going to the bar and getting a drink.
More drink.
Yeah. I was having a great time.
Anyway, we're actually running out of time. We've got 1 minute left of the studio. But yeah, I know, it's crazy. On this podcast, we have an ending tradition where our previous guest leaves a question for the next guest.
Oh, fuck Kieran, man.
And Kieran has left you this question. He has said, what's been your biggest roadblock on your journey?
That's a good one, that is.
Oh. Nah. What's been my biggest? Probably Snapchat space.
The Snapchat space.
Yeah, a lot of time wasted on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it makes me like lose motivation. Because I'll answer like, you know, remember that Sam ad that you saw on people's stories talked about how he wastes loads of time. Yeah. But every single like month, every time I was posting something, I'd go through about half an hour of questions with him, then dip, half an hour of questions, then dip, get to payment, then dip. Like it takes it out of you.
I can't believe people do that.
Because when somebody does approach me, I'm then just giving them lackluster answers, and I've probably lost a lot of business from just being lackluster from that. It's my biggest throwback. Other people,
message me.
yeah.
What is it? I had his name before though.
Yeah,
he's the biggest time waster.
Ask them about what they provide.
Makes you answer questions and everything, like what can you provide for him?
And then he doesn't go through with any of these services. And he's done that to a lot of people.
Yeah.
This is internet troll.
Yo, fuck that guy, man.
Anyway, Callum, it was great having you on.
It's great being
Trading
here.
card expert.
We're a podcast too, drinking.
That will come.
Patreon only, because
That's going to be a Patreon.
we won't be talking about cards, yeah. We were talking about a lot of other things.
Something different, yeah.
Oh, no, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for coming
It's
on,
been an
Callum,
absolute
man.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Pleasure.